Hey, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to Luka, man. So Jason Kidd, I don't know if y'all heard this. Jason Kidd was on a local radio station in Dallas after Luka dropped the 73. And then I think night before last or last night he dropped 45 in a comeback victory against Orlando. And Orlando was kind of on a streak. They had just beat Phoenix. Phoenix is probably the worst fourth quarter team in the league, man. They whatever lead they got in the fourth quarter, you can overcome it. So they gave that up to Orlando, and then they come back on the back end of a back-to-back, and they play Dallas, and they beaten Dallas by 16 points. And Dallas went on this crazy run in the third quarter, took the lead. Then Orlando came back in the fourth quarter, took the lead, and it went back and forth for a while. And Dallas was able to pull it out. But this is Dallas with a superstar in Luka or emerging superstar in Luka, who some think is an MVP candidate, against Orlando with a second-year player in Banchero leading them. Not an MVP candidate, not a superstar as of yet. I think that's interesting that they need so much. They need 73 to win by 5. They need 73 from Luka to win by 5 against the Hawks. Then they needed 45 from him and an explosion and a comeback victory to beat Orlando by 2. That's very telling. But listen to what Jason Kidd said on his radio station. I can't believe he said this. He really just catapulted Luka Doncic in the GOAT debate. Listen to what he said.
You can't take this young man for granted. He's better than Dirk. He's in the atmosphere of MJ, the best to ever do it, LeBron, Kobe. And so just to appreciate what this young man's doing at the age of 24 is something that Dallas has never seen. And his ultimate goal is to win a championship, and he will win multiple when it's all said and done.
Oh, man. Thanks. Hey, Wiz, thanks for being a member, man. I got you. Hey, just for anybody who want to be a member, we are going to start doing, once we get more than 10 members, we're going to start cycling y'all in for a full panel. Like we do our full panel on Fridays. So it's 5 of us on Fridays. And we go always save that 6th spot for a member to join if they want to join the conversation and do a full episode with us, man. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be giving our members. So y'all keep that in mind. Thanks. So did y'all hear that? He is saying that Luka is a special player, which I agree. He's saying that we don't want to take him for granted, which I agree. He's a great player. Like, you know, let's celebrate this guy. But then to come out and say he's first of all, he said he's better than Dirk, which I disagree with. I don't think he's better than Dirk, and neither does Tony Parker. I wish I would have got that soundbite when Tony Parker. I'll put the link in the description. But Dwayne Wade has a podcast, and his first episode he had Tony Parker, Paul Gasol, Dirk Nowitzki on the episode, and they talked about Luka. And Dirk said that Luka was better than him, and Tony Parker cut him off and was like, "No, Luka is not better than you. He's not better than Dirk. I'm sorry." Right? And I agree. You know, can you win something? And because that shows, you know, the numbers is what it is. If Dirk wanted to go out and get numbers like Luka, he could have. But the reason why people don't go out and get those numbers is because it reduces your chances of winning when your best player is going to go get those numbers like that. Like, that's not the best formula for winning. Harden showed us that. Jordan showed us that, right? LeBron showed us that. Going to go get those triple-double numbers and controlling the entire game as the point guard and the primary scorer and doing all that stuff and turning your players into catch and shoot players. That's a hard formula to win by. LeBron found that out in Cleveland, and that's why he ran to Miami and formed a super team. Now, if you form a super team, you almost got 2 things going on. You got your best player running this Luka system or Harden system or LeBron system, and then you got a whole nother team, right? Like, because if you take LeBron off of Miami and it's Wade, Bosh, and Ray Allen, Rashard Lewis, Mike Miller, that's still a good squad that's a contender without LeBron. So what LeBron did with Miami is saying, I still want to play the way I want to play. I still want to play Brown ball. I still want to get those numbers close to a triple double. But if I get players so good around me, they can play up. They can win the game for me. I get the numbers. Like I get the numbers, but I got a whole separate team over here with Wade and Bosh. Like that is a squad. That is a superstar with a co-star by itself. Without LeBron, Wade and Bosh is a superstar and co-star with a Hall of Fame role player coming off the bench in Ray Allen. Right. So you got a whole contending championship squad without LeBron. Then you add LeBron. I get to play Brown ball. Y'all get the win. Right. And that's what Luka is doing. He's playing Luka ball and he's trying to put a team around him that's saying, all right, I can play and get these numbers. Y'all figure out how to get the win. Right. Here's how Tim Legler responded to that.
Listen, he took it too far. Let's just be honest about it. He went too far. I didn't even have a problem when he said he's better than Dirk, because from a skill set standpoint, he is better than Dirk because of his ability to handle the basketball and create for other people. And he scores at the same rate Dirk did, or better than Dirk did even. So I'm okay with that. He should have left it there and said he aspires to be one day mentioned with the likes of a LeBron James, a Kobe Bryant, and Michael Jordan. That's a perfectly fine statement. When you throw him in there now with three guys that won 15 rings collectively, and you haven't even been to the finals yet. And here's the biggest point for me. All three of those guys at stretches in their career were candidates for Defensive Player of the Year. Certainly first-team all-league type defenders. Laid it on the line and affected the game on that end as well. So I just think J.K. went too far, and there is no way Jason Kidd makes that statement if he's not his head coach. Like if Jason Kidd's just watching Luka, he's not saying that about Luka. Do you agree? Come on.
You appreciate it.
And yeah, he is saying that because he's his head coach and he's promoting him, and it's his job to do that because it's what Mark Cuban wants to do. Like even them running this offense, J. Kidd know that offense is a dead end. He didn't even let the Lakers do that with LeBron when he was the assistant coach over there with Frank Vogel. That's not the offense that you want if you want to win. But I think Cuban has sat Jason Kidd and Kyrie Irving down and was like, we're gonna pay you this money. Like Kyrie, you couldn't get your max contract nowhere else. We're going to give you that max contract. Jason Kidd, we're going to give you this opportunity to coach a great, right? Rick Carlisle didn't want to do it because Rick Carlisle probably wanted to run a different offense, and Mark Cuban wasn't letting him do it. So he left. And look what he's doing with Indiana right now and Tyler Halliburton, who a lot of people think is not even as good as Luka. So imagine Rick Carlisle going over there and implementing that and being successful. Right. So he ran from Luka. I can't do it. He resigned. They bring in Kidd. I think they was sat down and said, look, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to market this superstar. I'm trying to make him the face of the NBA. That's going to bring more money to Dallas and the Mavs. I make more money. We got this face of the league. It can turn into rings at some point, because at some point when you're the face of the NBA has to facilitate your success. They have to help you succeed. That's their business model. We get a face of the league. We're going to facilitate that. All the ESPN shows, the Fox Sports, all the people, they're going to say what is best for this player as far as, oh, he's an all-time great. He's MJ. He's that. They're going to say all of these things. So we got everything set up just like we did it for LeBron. We're saying he's the next Mike. We're going to take all his competition out of the way. So many bad things about Kevin Durant, who was his competition actively. He can't even be in the conversation because the media has slandered his name. Kobe Bryant has been taken off his pedestal, so he has a direct link to Michael Jordan in the GOAT debate. Like, there's a business model for the NBA and ESPN and sports media to make the NBA's face of the league the talk of the town, right? So that's what they're doing with Luka. And they just got to make sure they got people that are just okay with it. Kyrie Irving just got to accept the fact, okay, you gave me this money. I go in the corner and stand in the corner and just watch Luka do his thing and let y'all market him. That's what's going on, right? So, but I'm glad that Tim Legler said, man, this is nonsense. Rick Bucher and Tim Legler are the only guys that really talk common sense and real honest. They're not going with the program. They're not going with the program of how everybody else is moving. But most people, they know that they got to go with the program, and Luka is the next program. They've been trying to give him the MVP for the last 4 years, and he can't get it because they can't win games. Like it's nothing. I did an episode when Jason Kidd was talking about what their plans was for the season, and this man uttered the words of the MVP is a real possibility for Luka, and he said all we got to do is sprinkle some wins in there. This is the coach that said sprinkle. This is exact words. If we can sprinkle some wins in there, then the MVP is a possibility. He want him to get the numbers first and foremost. And if we can just sprinkle some win and get enough, we ain't even got to be number 1, number 2, or number 3, or number 4. If we can sprinkle some wins in there and get maybe the 5th or the 6th seed, then his numbers should just have him as the MVP. That's what the head coach said. That lets me know what's really going on. The priority for the Dallas Mavericks and Mark Cuban is Luka's MVP hopes. That's the priority list. We want Luka to win MVP. We want Luka to get his stats. We want to have this great offensive rating. And winning is somewhere at the bottom of the list. Defense is definitely not part of the list. It's definitely not. And I'm glad that Tim Lugler said, can you compare him to Michael Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron? And in Michael Jordan and Kobe's case, these dudes are 9, 10-time all defensive players. That means on the defensive end, they were the Michael Jordan of the defense. And on the offensive end, they was the Michael Jordan of the offense. We're saying that Luka is the Michael Jordan on the stats, not the offense, because on offense, you have to upgrade and graduate your game to being able to play off the ball. The first thing we learn on the playground is how to score with the ball in our hand, right? So all the good players can do that, middle school, high school, and when you get to college, you're going to get around other players that was just as good as you with the ball in their hand. But what's going to separate you is what off the ball skills do you have? Can you catch and shoot? Can you come off screens and shoot? Can you come off a pin down and shoot? Can you come off a curl action? Do you move without the ball? Can you slash? Can you post up? Can you run the floor? Can you be utilized in the backdoor situation and catch a backdoor screen in the offense? Or can you catch an alley-oop? Can you do all of these things off ball? That's going to be a next level of your game. And in Luka's case, I think he can. He's good enough to be a great post player. But he's so in love with being a point guard because it's a drug that a lot of people just can't get rid of being in control of everything, having the option to take a shot whenever you want it or pass the shot up for your assist. Like, so I'm in a situation where either I'm going to come down and get off a shot that I like, or I'm going to get an assist when I give it up to someone who better take the shot when I give it to him. So for 4 straight quarters of the game, I'm coming down court. I'm either going to get an assist or a shot that I like, or I'm going to go rest and take a play off and let Kyrie do something for 1 or 2 plays. That's what he's doing for 4 quarters. I'm either going to get the assist or I'm either going to get the point. That's a powerful drug. And then on defense, you can say, well, on defense, I don't have to do anything because I'm doing everything on offense. So I can take the least the easiest matchup on defense. I can go stand in the corner and then I can pad my rebound stats. That's a no-no for me. I can't compare that to Mike, Kobe, or LeBron. I can't even compare it to LeBron, even though that's LeBron's system, but at least LeBron was playing defense in Miami. I have documented evidence of LeBron James playing really, really good to great defense his first stint in Cleveland and in Miami. Pat Riley won't have a star not playing defense. So he had to play defense in Miami. I have almost 10 years of LeBron playing great defense, but I also have about 10 years of LeBron playing whack defense and playing Luka Doncic defense as well. That's what separates LeBron from Kobe and Mike. But what separates LeBron, Mike, and Kobe from Luka is I do have at least 10 years of them playing lockdown defense. I have 0 years of Luka playing any defense. Forget lockdown, just defense in general. He's not playing, right? So